Hey everyone, welcome to My Counselor Online. Today I'm joined by Mary Faxon, one of our amazing counselors on the team here. Mary, I just want to start off by asking you about your story, your journey as a counselor.
Well, thank you very much for having me on this time. It's a privilege to get to know you too. Some of the things I like to share with clients when they're getting to know me is that I started off not thinking about counseling. I started in social work. I was in a social work program with a nonprofit agency for the prevention of child abuse in Tennessee, my home. I was with them for 9 years because I really loved being able to walk with people through day to day situations in their environment, in their homes, with their babies on my lap, just whatever we had to do to get through it. So, in that process of walking through lots of different crisis modes and just scary situations that people have to face, I loved the counseling part, but I also really, really loved and felt it was really important to get to have the conversation about faith, how it informs your walk and your process in all those scary situations. And when you work for the state, you really can't do that. It's just their guidelines. So it's very private and personal. So I really ached to be able to share that part of the journey with people and their reason for hope. So I was church planting at the same time during those 9 years with my home family, home church of 18 years. And I got to do a little bit of that at the same time, but I wanted to just be able to connect both worlds. So I finished my master's degree while I was still working there and took a year to do missions and do counseling and faith talks at the same time and loved it. So when I heard about this, I went, oh my goodness, this is like the perfect match. How we do this together. Excellence in counseling skills and really well informed processing of that journey of heart healing.
Absolutely. We have a few counselors on the team who are really skilled and experienced with social work. And I really do think that it adds something a little bit different to the way that you guys see people and communicate with people. And so it's so awesome to have you on the team with that kind of expertise. So tell me a little bit about how you found My Counselor Online.
Well, I was actually wrapping up my time with the missions organization I worked with and was just praying and looking and kind of thinking what do I want to invest my time in? How do I do this work in a different context that I've worked in before? And I just started an online search for what are some mobile things during the whole COVID season. I was really interested in how we could offer this kind of service online for families in different circumstances while they're in isolation and that kind of thing. And I found you guys through some of your ads, saw you on Instagram
Oh,
and saw some of those things going. I went, oh, this looks so good. What is this? Is this real? Is this a real thing? So yeah, just found you guys through
awesome.
the searches.
So good. And we're so glad to have you on the team. And you're so right during this season, with being in quarantine and all of this stuff, having this space, this opportunity to do counseling kind of through Zoom and virtually is really important now, more than ever. So I'm so happy that, you recognize that and wanted to be a part of this team. And I guess my next question would just be, obviously you have so much experience with social work, with parents, kids, but what kind of clients are you typically thriving as you work alongside them?
Well, it's always a toss up because you love everybody that you meet.
Right.
You love getting to hear their story and appreciate their journey and really, really, really just have an admiration for the courage it takes to walk through any circumstance. So I've enjoyed everybody in counseling couples and individuals. I've had a lot more opportunity to work with families in previous situations, but I always find myself in those individual conversations that were able to just slow down and take the time to say, what's God saying about you? Who are you learning that you're becoming? And that adds that worth and that stability in those relationships. So I find myself in those individual conversations quite often, but I hate to say that, I don't have a favorite. I really enjoy seeing people connect with their heart and connect with hope in their own processes in any kind of circumstance. So it's kind of a yes and, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome because, like you said, you're meeting with all of these different people, but at our core, all of us are looking for hope. We're looking for someone to listen and hear our hearts. And so I love your heart for what you do and the people that you meet with. And I mean, you kind of touched on this, but what can people expect, Mary, when they get to sit down with you and talk?
Sure. Well, you could probably expect a large cup of coffee. Let me be honest at the
Love
very
it.
start.
Love it. I am for that.
Bring your coffee and your comfy socks. That's what I would tell you.
Oh, I love
Um,
that.
do that, and I hope that they would feel just a sense of welcoming, that it's safe to try something new, and that they're encouraged that this is hard. This is hard to talk to a total stranger about the really painful or scary or frustrating things that are going on, and that they would feel a sense of safety and just welcoming, that this is a messy process often, and the mess is welcome, to just be heard, and we'll walk through it together.